In a quaint town surrounded by rolling hills, Eldridge House stood at the end of a winding road. It was an imposing structure, once grand but now draped in shadows and overgrown vines. The townsfolk spoke of strange happenings within its walls, flickering lights, chilling laughter echoing at night, and the occasional sighting of a shadowy figure peering from the windows. Many believed the house was haunted by the spirit of Lady Eleanor, the last resident, who vanished without a trace decades ago. Intrigued by the tales, a group of 4 friends, Lily, Marcus, Jenna, and Ryan, decided to investigate the mystery of Eldridge House. Armed with flashlights and a sense of adventure, they approached the house on a cool autumn evening, the setting sun casting an eerie glow over the landscape. As they stepped onto the creaking porch, Lily felt a chill run down her spine. "Are you sure about this?" she asked, hesitating at the threshold. "Come on, it'll be fun," Marcus replied, pushing the door open. It groaned in protest, revealing a dark foyer filled with dust motes swirling in the beam of their flashlights. Inside, the air was heavy with the scent of mildew and decay. They stepped cautiously into the grand hallway, lined with faded portraits of the Eldridge family, their eyes seemingly following the group as they moved. The atmosphere felt charged, as if the house was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. As they explored the ground floor, they discovered a parlor filled with broken furniture and remnants of a once elegant life. Jenna picked up a tarnished mirror, wiping away the dust to reveal her reflection. "I wonder what secrets this house holds," she mused, her voice barely above a whisper. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed from the upstairs, causing them all to jump. "What was that?" Ryan asked, wide-eyed. "Probably just the wind," Marcus said, though his voice lacked conviction. "Let's check it out." Reluctantly, they made their way to the staircase, the wooden steps creaking under their weight. As they reached the landing, a cold breeze swept through the corridor, sending shivers down their spines. They exchanged nervous glances, but their curiosity propelled them forward. In the first room they entered, they found an old nursery, its walls adorned with faded murals of whimsical animals. The air felt heavy, thick with nostalgia and sorrow. A rocking chair sat in the corner, gently swaying despite the lack of a breeze. "Okay, this is creepy," Lily said, taking a step back. Just then, a soft giggle echoed through the room, and all 4 friends froze. "Did you hear that?" Jenna whispered, her voice trembling. "Maybe it's just a draft," Ryan suggested, though he didn't sound convinced. They cautiously moved to the doorway, peering into the hallway. "Let's keep going," Marcus urged, determination in his eyes. "We have to find out what's going on." They continued down the hall, entering a series of rooms filled with forgotten memories. Each room held remnants of the past, a dusty piano, a collection of old toys, and portraits that seemed to shift in the flickering light. As they reached the end of the hallway, they found a door slightly ajar, its wood warped with age. Lily pushed it open, revealing a dimly lit study. The air was colder here, and the shadows danced on the walls as if alive. In the center of the room stood an ornate desk, covered in papers and an old journal. Lily approached the desk and opened the journal. The pages yellowed and fragile. The handwriting was elegant but shaky, chronicling Lady Eleanor's descent into madness after the loss of her child. "She was looking for something. Someone," Lily read aloud, her voice barely a whisper. The friends felt a chill in the air, and as they turned to leave, they heard soft footsteps behind them. Ryan spun around, but the room was empty. "We're not alone," he said, panic creeping into his voice. Suddenly a shadow flickered across the wall, and they all turned to see a figure standing in the doorway, an ethereal woman in a flowing white gown. Her face was pale, with sorrowful eyes that seemed to pierce through to their souls. "Help me," she pleaded, her voice soft and haunting. "I cannot find him." Lily stepped forward, heart racing. "Who are you?" "I am Eleanor," the woman said, her voice echoing as if carried by the wind. "My child. He was taken from me. I have searched for him for so long. Please, help me find him." The friends exchanged glances, uncertainty mingling with empathy. "What happened to your child?" Marcus asked, his voice steady despite the fear gripping him. Eleanor's gaze darkened. They said he was lost in the woods. I searched everywhere, but the shadows took him. If you help me uncover the truth, I can finally rest." Determined to help, the group agreed to search the grounds for any clues about Eleanor's child. They made their way outside, the moon illuminating the overgrown garden, where weeds choked the once beautiful flowers. As they combed through the brush, they stumbled upon an old well, its stones weathered and cracked. "This looks like a good place to check," Jenna suggested, peering over the edge. Lily felt a tug at her heart. "What if he fell in?" she murmured, her voice trembling. Suddenly, Ryan gasped, pointing at something glimmering in the moonlight. "Look," he exclaimed. "There's something down there." They leaned closer, using their flashlights to illuminate the depths of the well. Among the debris, they saw a small wooden toy, a carving of a horse, covered in dirt but intact. "This must belong to him," Lily cried, a mixture of excitement and sorrow washing over her. "Eleanor's child." As they lifted the toy from the depths, a rush of cold air surrounded them, and Eleanor appeared beside them, her expression filled with hope. "You've found it," she said, tears glistening in her eyes. With the toy in hand, they returned to the study, placing it gently on the desk. "Now what?" Marcus asked, glancing at Eleanor. "Speak his name," she instructed, her voice soft yet firm. "Call him back to me." Taking a deep breath, Lily stepped forward. "We remember you, little one. You are not forgotten. Come back to your mother." As the words left her lips, the room grew warmer, the shadows retreating as a soft light filled the space. The air shimmered, and slowly, the ghostly figure of a young boy appeared beside Eleanor, his expression peaceful. "Mama!" he cried, rushing into her arms. Eleanor enveloped him, joy radiating from her. "My sweet boy." The room glowed with warmth, the sorrow that had once filled it dissipating like mist in the sunlight. The shadows that had lingered for so long began to fade, replaced by a sense of peace. "Thank you," Eleanor said, turning to the friends, her voice filled with gratitude. "You have freed us from our pain." With that, the figures began to dissolve into the light, leaving the room bathed in a soft glow. The darkness lifted from Eldridge House, its haunted past transformed into a memory of love. As the friends stepped outside, the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, illuminating the manor's facade. Eldridge House stood quiet now, its secrets laid to rest, and the bond between the living and the departed felt stronger than ever. They left the estate with a sense of fulfillment, knowing they had changed the fate of the lost souls and given them the peace they had long sought. The shadows of Eldridge House would no longer haunt the town, but instead would become a cherished memory of love and redemption.